So essentially we realised like doing promoter gigs and stuff, playing for other people and like lining other people's pockets just wasn't working for us. Like we'd be grafting to like pack out shows in London and get opportunities from people, and then you just didn't get the money out of it. And I sort of looked at what these promoters are doing, what these kind of people who turn up to venues and sort of run gigs are doing, and I was like, I can do all of that. Like, I've got a job, I'm relatively organised, so I thought, well, I can do this myself.
I was going to say it's like quite manic up there with all the sound checks and everything, but would you say sort of quite rewarding when it goes well?
100%. So especially last week was definitely the best one we've done so far, and it was like, I was stood on stage with like 160 people in front of me, and I was like, I've organised all of this. Like I've got the bands involved, I've booked the venue, I've written all the songs. I was like, this is my do, and it's going well. So that was like the best feeling ever last week. We were doing like our slow song, was going to be off the album. I'm not telling you more about that for now. But song off the album called 10 Steps Away From You is like where it slows down a bit. We're going to play that tonight. And I sort of stood there for a minute with the mic. I was like, this is
taking it all in.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is wicked. I'm enjoying this.
Things that you've kind of famed for in a way is like fan interaction and just being really good at getting back to people on sort of social media and that. How important is that for you? And yeah, what do you think of like the relationship with fans and things like that?
I think it's everything really, isn't it? Like if you're sort of polite and just, you get, like you say, you get back to people, you show a bit of an interest in them. I think that's what people remember more than anything. Like, and like I've got a full-time job, like, and you know, it's like being a professional person, you've got to respond to emails, you've got to get back to people. And it's a similar thing with that. It's a lot of graft and it's a lot of late evenings sat there responding to Facebook comments and stuff, but like people remember it, and so I've always made a real effort, especially when you see someone's name come up more than once and they've left like a nice message or gone, love that video or love that new song. You think, you know, that person's taken 20 seconds out of their day to tell me they like what I'm doing, and that's so important to me. So I think like the least I can do really is get back to them and just say, no, thank you. The absolute least you can do in that scenario, especially in my situation where I don't have people falling over to talk to me, is get back to the people that do want to talk to me. So for me it's absolutely everything, and it's really notable. We're running the crowdfunder for the album now, which is getting there slowly. We needed 1,600 quid to get to pay for a studio for 5 days, and we got that, which was brilliant. So we recorded it. It's all ready to go. We're sort of drip feeding it out now, singles wise, and amazingly we've got Heavy Soul Records who are doing some vinyl for us for the release, which is going to be fantastic. The problem we've got really is it's going to cost a lot to get CDs done, to get all the right promotion done, to run the right Facebook ads for it, to make sure it goes to a wide enough audience. So there's a lot of, it's basically running a business. There's a lot of overheads that we currently, with the income we do get, we can't cover it. So that's essentially why we've gone down the crowdfunding route. And big thank you to Silky from Deaf and Guitar Pop, who I used to speak to a lot about crowdfunding and basically running a band as a business, and he was the one that sent me down that route. He said once you've warmed people up a bit and people have got to know you a bit, then start crowdfunding your album. That's going to be the way forward, essentially.
I think we've basically covered everything. Before we do finish, I just wanted to talk a little bit about your inspirations and stuff like that. Yeah, those artists that you've looked up to in the past and model your sound off, who are they, and what do you like about them?
Well, where do we start really? I think starting point's Paul Weller and the Jam. That was kind of.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's over the road watching me there. He was the one that the house was just full of Paul Weller, Style Council, Jam CDs, like all of my childhood. That was what I was listening to, and just hooks onto that from when I was about 5 or 6. My dad got me this DVD of like all their music videos and then playing live, I think in Newcastle in about 1980. And I used to watch that. I used to come home from school every evening, we'd just be watching that, just be sort of entranced by what Paul Weller was doing. The shirt I'm wearing tonight is even like a knockoff of what Paul Weller wore at that gig. So yeah, had to be done. So that's sort of what I've been brought up on really.
Ladies and gentlemen.